Good morning. So, as declared, we'll be covering not only blood pressure and diabetes, but we'll be covering other things. Somebody had asked about menopause, someone had asked about thyroid. So, we'll cover diseases and yoga as much as possible. So, the most important thing is yes, we'll go for asanas for different diseases, but the most important thing is Onkar. Onkar resets the system. So the imbalancing system which is there, which is maybe blood pressure, which may be sugar, which may be mineral imbalance, to bring it down to normalcy. And Onkar is a complete exercise because you start with Muladhar and you are enlightening all chakras up to Agya chakra. Okay, you are energizing all the energy centers and the whole vibration goes from top to bottom. It gives to your the vibration goes to heart, it goes to your lungs, kidneys, every part of your body. So that's a complete exercise. Apart from Onkar, now things like Kapalbhati. Kapalbhati is going to increase your lung capacity. Anulom-Vilom. Anulom-Vilom is something which is clearing your nadi. It is nadi shodhan. Your nadis become clear. The effectiveness of your yoga, kriyas, asana, everything is going to be better. And then we'll take some specifics for different diseases. Okay, so let's start with our Onkar 5 times. Correct your posture. Stretch. Spine has to be absolutely straight. Think about applying Moolband. Don't keep thinking. Right now, just apply Moolband. Completely exhale. Pitch dark, vast universe. I see nothing, but I just feel my existence. Who sees nothing? It's me. So that I, myself, that experience is a direct experience. Last session we discussed that test we take it with tongue, music we hear with ears. What do we know the self? My eyes are closed, I'm not hearing anything. I'm not testing myself. I'm feeling this existence. This feeling is directly by my soul. The soul is experiencing one of its properties of existence. Other properties of happiness and knowledge, they may come sometime, but at least I have got a proof that I am experiencing myself. This existence in this vast, dark space. Just to understand my extents, I do the exercise of lighting the lamp, the center of my chest, flooding the whole temple, Garbhagriha, that is my body. I'm not now saying my shape of my body, it's my body. And this picture has to be so vivid, so clear. The light is reaching all parts of your body, your toes to your head, your fingers, nose, ears, eyes, chest. The divine, calming, golden, mild light. Who is knowing all this? Me. So I understand that my existence and my property of knowledge. My whole idea is that the knower has always been me. Whatever I have known till date has been known by me, the self, the pure self. The object of knowledge, I am going to make it myself. So pure joy, happiness, bliss, knowledge, existence, aloneness. When I see my journey of infinite past, so many lives and a few more lives I may be taking, all throughout in that journey, all these attachments of people, material, house, assets have been temporary. They have been getting attached, detached over so many trillions of years. Compared to that, my current associations are negligible. So I am alone. If you take the whole process, then effectively you are all by yourself. Shant. For now, just say that your basic property is pure bliss, happiness. That bliss direct experience may come someday, but meanwhile, while doing this, I'm 100% sure you do not have any of your existing stresses at the top of your mind. No fears, no stresses, no pain. It's definitely a much happier situation than your earlier agitated state. Shan, relax, peace. Look at the scene. I am all the light, vast darkness around, and from the corners of universe, I hear the hum of Omkar. Exhale. Om. While doing Omkar, if you see, you are giving vibration to various parts, your thyroid glands, your pituitary glands, your brain. It is activating everything. So, for diseases, that is going to be a very powerful tool. Kapalbhati. We saw that Kapalbhati can be customized for blood pressure. So, blood pressure, hypertension. So, let's do a short Kapalbhati, but we'll do it for hypertension. Like normal Kapalbhati would be Bhata, pushing faster, so then slower intake, pushing faster. Same thing, but we are going to do it slightly slower. Instead of you are doing Still, my exhaust is faster, but overall, I have slowed down the process. And while doing this, I am telling my mind that this is going to reduce my blood pressure. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do that only 54 times. Usually, both nostrils we do 108 times, but let's limit our time. Complete exhaust. Fill it. And very slowly enjoying the calmness. If you are enjoying this kind of calmness every day, guaranteed your hypertension will start coming down. Along with this, of course, Brahmari is the best exercise for hypertension. We'll take that in the near the end. Brahmari is also perfect for your heart. Ujjayi again is for heart. Ujjayi we do this uh, Madhya Ujjayi, which is you are feeling the vibration and removal of all cough in your chest. Apart from that, that vibration is going to help you in not forming congestion in your arteries, blockages in your arteries, and will also help in reducing the blockages to some extent. So, Kapalbhati, then we do Anulom-Vilom. Anulom-Vilom, I will not take it now because we have a limitation of time, but Anulom-Vilom also is Nadi Shodhan. You are purifying your nadis. If you have control over your Chandra Nadi, Surya Nadi, then the heat and cold in your body, they can be balanced. That itself can reduce lot of health problems. Then for blood pressure, people also have acupressure. Some will tell you middle finger, some will tell you small finger. But actually, blood pressure is of due to different reasons. Problems in kidneys, problems in the heart. If you see the medications, there are calcium blockers, beta blockers, and multiple other things. So you will have to figure that out. That you can actually try this, different fingers, pressing this and staying in that mudra with that acupressure. Okay, and you'll naturally feel something is working better. You can follow that. Otherwise, with most people, this works, but it helps heart and it helps blood pressure. But if you experiment and find your exact thing, then that is even better. You'll have that feeling. You'll have a little bit of slight pain in that finger when you press, and then you know that that is the right thing for you. So this the cat mudra, that two of the middle fingers are touching your thumb. Your thumb's nail is pressing on them, and these two fingers. And this is good for heart, good for blood pressure also. But I recommend that you find the right finger which will work best for your own hypertension. So this exercise, Omkar, the best thing. Then next best is the Kapalbhati. Kapalbhati you are doing to improve your lung capacity. Then customization of Kapalbhati, and then Anulom-Vilom. Ujjayi, Sitali, all these things will help you. Now, coming to diabetes, we have covered these asanas earlier, but what we'll do is uh, we'll just focus on the asanas related to diabetes. What did I tell you? The best asana for diabetes was Ardha Machindrasana, which is this. I think most people have seen it. You need to twist your belly, create pressure here. This is best for your pancreas. Another thing we do in our kriyas, let's do Ujjayi first because we don't want to skip that for heart. So hands on your chest at the heart's height, they're absolutely horizontal. Breathe out and with friction breathing. You don't have to make a big sound, but for you to understand, I'm making it, enhancing the sound. Okay. Ujjayi is also helpful for heart. Now we did Agnisar. Agnisar is very good for all your digestive organs. You bend down and completely exhale, pressing your knees, take your stomach back, Uddiyana, and then throw it outside. Next, straight. Immediately after doing this, for diabetes, you need to do Mandukasana. We normally do that in Vajrasana also, but here we do immediately after this because we are creating pressure on the pancreas region. Your fists clenched around your navel position. Breathing out, you go down. Breathe out. These are some of the strong asanas. There is Mayurasana, but it is quite difficult. I'll just show you someday, but it's not very easy to do. You need to have very strong stomach muscles, core muscles. So now coming to diabetes, reasons of diabetes are mainly in stress and lifestyle. So the thing is, you stop eating late night and you will have a great benefit. You will automatically lose a bit of weight with same diet. You should correct your diet is a good thing, but with same diet, if you stop eating late night, 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock, then definitely you'll have. So you do these things in young age, they won't show, but they will definitely have impact on your digestive system, on diabetes kind of diseases with time. So ideally, one should. So Ayurveda and Yoga both believe that your Agni in stomach, Agni is basically that hunger, is a function of sun's phase. So right in the afternoon is the best time to eat the best meal. People say have great breakfast. I would say you can skip breakfast if required, and you can have a little earlier meal. So one interesting thing that happens when you do early last meal, which is evening meal, let's say at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever best you can do. With current work scenario, you cannot tell people to have it very early, but as early as possible, 7:30. Keep some deadline that is the last meal. After that, while sleeping, having milk and all, that is something which is going to break this fast. So that to morning first meal, if you have 14, 15, 16 hours gap, what happens is body is deprived of proteins. Now this is something which has been proven by scientists and who got a Nobel Prize. So there is scientific evidence that this intermittent fasting, this is a new name to that. In India, people used to follow it as a standard thing that evening early to bed, early food, getting up early, then doing prayers and everything, and then maybe 10, 11, 12, whatever time they would have their food. So body is deprived of proteins, and what body does is automatically convert your sick, unhealthy cells into proteins, into amino acids. And in this process, automatically rejuvenation of new cells happens, and this helps in many diseases getting corrected. So I don't know how many of you know about it, but intermittent fasting is definitely useful. Another thing that causes problems to your various systems is the sleep pattern. So we see that nowadays people sleep at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, they get up at late. So what's wrong? I'm having my 8 hours of sleep. There is something to do with the nature cycle, the sunrise, sunset. All plants, animals are following that. We try to deviate. What happens is when you are sleeping, actually, there are so around 10 to 1 is the time when your digestive juices they are replenished. Your brain is working in that, your brain, your liver, these things are working in background in recreating some of these things when you are sleeping. Okay, when you are awake, you are doing activities, the whole blood supply does not go to these organs, and this factory is not working at its fullest. So in sleeping, this replenishment of various chemicals in body starts happening. So at least you should have at least some part of sleep, like at least 11:30 to 1. That part at least you should have where your digestive system is cured. Okay, sleeping at 12:1 is something on regular basis. Sometimes emergency we can understand, but on regular basis is going to have impact on your digestive system and very likely to give you a diabetes kind of disease in the longer run. For diabetes, there is another asana which I have told. Books do not write about that, but that is Gomukhasana. So I go in swastik asana first. This one leg, this another leg. This is a swastik. Okay, if you see the top view, it's like a swastik. And I take my one hand behind, let's say my left hand, my right hand goes from above and locks the fingers. Okay, while doing this, my neck may be down, but now I make my neck straight and look in front. Now this is Gomukhasana. Okay, so this also helps. I have an intuitive feeling that this helps the health of kidneys also, and will be helpful in diabetes. Okay, the other, of course, you should not do only one-sided asana. You should do the other also. Usually, you will find out if right is easier, left you will find left difficult, or left is easier, right will be difficult. But as much you can do that, and these are easy asanas to do. This kind of asana can be done any time of the day. You don't have to be fasting for this kind of asana. Vajrasana, I told you, can be done after having food. That's also going to be helpful in digestion. Then we also talked about thyroid problems. The one sure shot thing with hypo or hyperthyroid, both, is Sarvangasana. You remember Sarvangasana? You lie down, lift your legs, and I'll just show you. So before Sarvangasana, I'll tell you Halasana, which is taking the legs behind. Halasana is useful in menopause also. And Sarvangasana. Sarvangasana, everybody should do. So my toes are exactly in front of my eyes. Slowly come down. So for thyroid issues, Sarvangasana, where my legs were straight, is important, is useful. For menopause, keeping my legs straight, but without stress. That is with the on the wall. So you can use wall and you can keep the legs straight. That will be useful. Bhujangasana also is useful for menopause. For menopause, there is so Halasan's one variation. Okay, I'll show you, which is very useful in menopause. Useful means it won't take it away, it will reduce the symptoms. So you are holding these uh, ankles and then you are lifting yourself. Mudras for menopause. So there are various mudras. Most mudras which will calm you down will be definitely helpful. You can do pran mudra, you can do gyan mudra. But specifically for Halasana, there are two types of yoni mudras. One is you do a diamond shape of your using your thumbs and your index finger. Other three fingers they are folded inside and then get them together. Okay. While getting, of course, this gets stretched. So in this mudra, you can stay for some time. The other variation is this is a little complicated, so you will have to see the steps. Your middle finger and small finger you are taking down, and both hands. Okay. So your index finger and the ring finger, they are the ones which are up. Now, what you do is put your ring finger of one hand on top of the index finger of other hand and ring finger of one hand, other hand on top of index finger of the other one. Now you open up your fingers and so after doing this crisscross, okay, this crisscross, I think you can see it. I will try to make it even clearer. That index finger on this uh, behind the other. So there has to be a cross like that. Then I open my fingers and after that I put my thumbs at the base of my small finger and then I bring my hands close. Okay, I'll try to see if there is a video available so I can post that. Okay, now this is a little complicated, but this is also easy to do. Once it is done, you can be in that position for a couple of minutes peacefully. This is also going to be helpful in uh, easing the symptoms of menopause. Okay, so any other particular things, if you want to handle any particular specific disease, you can tell me in advance because I may not know everything, so I'll just do little more research and then come up with the uh, solutions. But I had once mentioned that Brahmari, we can customize Brahmari. Like here we are focusing completely on heart. You could focus, and in our advanced course we are going to cover that. Customer in advanced course we'll cover customization of Brahmari, actual pranayam where we are doing Kumbhak, and we'll also cover actual meditation, deeper meditation, longer meditation, and cell level meditation. Cell level meditation is where we involve all our cells. Like suppose I am conducting a session for 1,000 people and they are doing meditation with me. I am giving command. I am there telling. They are going with the flow. Similarly, I as a soul address each and every of my trillions of cells in my body, and they are doing dhyan along with me, the meditation along with me. Okay, so this can have very miraculous results in health improvisation. Okay, so let's do Brahmari. 3 times. Full focus on heart. heart has to feel happy. Neck straight. Remove fingers from around your eyes and then the ears. If people are doing Kapalbhati, Anulom-Vilom, Omkar, and these kriyas, I'm 100% sure the hypertension will start coming down. So let's do final Omkar. We will talk about karma theory, and then I hope there will be questions. Exhale. Shant, you are on your own, but you need to experience the existence, aloneness, knower, and the infinite source of happiness. The light and everything, do it by yourself. Exhale, feel it. So I had given a bit of information that there are ups and downs in everybody's life. We sometimes think, why me?
चार्ट आया एक चार्ट आया जब ये वो एक कंधे के लिए क्या कर सकते हैं तो अपोजिशन शोल्डर
So Sukshma Yoga is useful for the joints and related things, but there are many reasons for getting frozen shoulder. So unless we know the reason, we cannot say 100% that what will. But if you are doing these things regularly, where when it is not causing tremendous pain, we have this thing, right? This and the two Sukshma Yogas. That followed by the neck, because this neck muscles are also connected there. So that will be useful for anything to do with. So frozen shoulders takes time to cure, but doing this basic yoga. Another reason for these things to happen is there could be problem in the spine. So when you are keeping spine straight, you're doing spinal stretching exercises. You're doing bhujangasana. That is also going to add help to your shoulder getting corrected. Sometimes reason is that the joints, the fluid is dried up. So there are so many reasons that is possible. But you do these exercises, you do spinal stretches, and you do Sukshma Yoga, then overall that will be good in general. And you should also find out, explore the reason why it has happened from a medical professional. So there are ups and downs, and people think, why me? The person I have been so nice, and then why did I get COVID and someone who was so bad? He had a healthy life. You'll see that there are things which you feel are inexplicable. So there are things that are you find that this is unfair. Why me? Why this happens to me? So, and we have also discussed logically that there can't be something which happens arbitrarily. There has to be some reason. So, based on this, must be some reason. There have been a structure or a theory which was developed called karma theory, which tries to tell you that it is your own doings of which you are getting results now. No, but I don't even know what wrong I have done, you may say. So where people ask them this question, that if you have some person has done crime and then he had some head injury, he forgot about what has happened. He doesn't remember his crime. Does that mean his punishment will go off? No. So you not remembering last life does not absolve you of whatever you may have done. First of all, disclaimer: do I have proof of soul giving happiness? 100%. I have done it, experimented it, found it that in irrespective of what happens outside, I can get my happiness. Do I have proof of karma theory? I do not have proof of karma theory. I have no way to know what was your previous account, what has happened. I can't show you patterns that see every bad person is suffering, every good person is doing better. No, no such thing is happening. So there are definitely questions and question marks in our mind about karma theory. Only thing in support of karma theory is that it does not have obvious logical flaws. Second thing is, the people, the great sages who did tapasya, who wrote about Atma, who wrote about other things correctly, are talking about this. So we think that there is a good possibility this may be true, and good to know that there is some reasoning. It acts as a defensive mechanism. It will save us from these questions like, oh, world is unfair to me. When I think that no, this must have been something wrong I have done earlier. Once you have that, then this feeling of unfairness will go. So how does it work? So the theory believes that there is a recording of every act that happens, and accordingly it gives its fruition. Fruits are. So why sometimes you see that you have done something bad and then you have a fall, and like some things seem to have immediate repercussions. Somebody does theft and gets caught and goes behind bars. Someone who is looting the whole country and for years he enjoys power. You see both kind of things. So the reason given is that suppose you are earning very well, but your family has a huge loan of 10 crores, a billion rupees. Okay, so what happens? Though you are earning well, finally, effectively, your balance will be seen as negative only. So this is something like you are doing good karmas, but if past balance was really bad, then it is going to take time. Can I make changes? So I give example of water pot. There is a pot, okay, and there is a hole there, and let's say the liquid is karma. Karmas are going away, giving the results of the. So all karmas are going. Pot should get empty, and I should achieve the highest level of moksha, you can say. But that doesn't happen, because as it is happening, as the karmas are giving their result, I am adding fresh karmas. So because due to my karmas somebody has abused me, I abuse him back, I react, I am adding few more karmas. So this balance, it goes on, and the theory says that when you are having zero karmas, zero coverings of karmas, then your soul in its purest form is the divine itself. So what happens is, there are various liquids. There is dirty liquid, there is clean liquid, there is a scented liquid. So this will take time, because one after other they are coming. But if I add, let's say, mercury, something as strong as mercury, will it come as per this order? No, it will displace others and give results. So sometimes if you are doing very good or very bad karmas, sometimes you will see a faster result also, because it can displace and it can change the order of the way they are coming out. Now is karma a function? So first of all, you see some people born rich, some people born healthy, some people born beautiful. Sometimes a person is born rich but is very bad looking, so bad that people do not want to, or has a smell, people do not want to come close to him. So he was lucky in money department, he was unlucky in something. So there would be multiple types of karmas. Okay, it's a combination of so many things. Maybe hundreds, thousand, we don't know. First of all, I have no measure. If there was a dashboard here which shows karma, people would not do bad behavior, because they would immediately know that this is, oh, it is showing and now it will give me bad results. Unfortunately, system is not that way, and I have no way of seeing what could be the past karmas. But, and let's say worst case, if it is true or not, believing in this has no harm to you, and if at all, it can help you solve your stresses. So some will have a healthy life, some will have everything but not a good health. You see that there's some tycoon whose son has some disease which is not curable. So these things can happen. Sometimes everything is fine, but the person has very bad marital relations. It has become hell. Now there is money, there is health, there is everything, but then in this department he is unlucky. Sometimes all is fine, but the person has a shorter lifespan. At the age of 40, he dies. So there are so many types of karma, so many types of things which may be connecting to this, and there are different types of karmas we may be binding. Point is that if we are calm and we do not react to a karma giving, so let's say I get cough, and you were coughing in my office yesterday. So if I start thinking that it is because of you that I got this cough, and I start hitting you, getting angry, abusing you, I am adding fresh new karmas. But if I understand that, okay, you were an apparent cause, but this was to be as per my karmas, then I would not have this reaction. I would not be adding new fresh karmas. So this is not reacting to things that are happening and seeing them objectively and observing them as an independent person is something which is going to save you a lot of karma additions, and which will relate to wealth, relate to health, and every good thing. As I told you, there are different types of lucks. Now, does the act define what karmas get added? So I give example that a person was stuck, uh, his leg was stuck in some railway line. Okay, train is going to come in a few minutes and it will go run over. The person will lose leg. So you as a good human being want your best. You're tired, but you still run. Your heartbeat is pumping, palpitating, but you do not stop. You go. You want to save the person. Your thoughts are good. But what happens is, last moment, there is a stone that comes under your feet. You trip on it, and you fall. And while falling, that person, instead of getting pulled, gets pushed. And instead of his leg, the whole person goes under the train, and he dies. Now, are you binding karmas of doing a murder? No way, because your thoughts were different. Here is where you will know that you did your best, but his own fate, the person who was trapped, his own karmas had in his fate that he was to die that time. You did your best and you added positive karmas, whatever you were apparent cause for his death, but actually your thoughts were positive. It is the thoughts which matter, not the action. I take another example that a person is walking calmly, he is doing some japa, he's a nice person, and without his knowledge, he can't see, he steps on an ant, and the ant dies. Second case is the ant bites some person, and as an impulsive reaction with anger, he just slaps his hand on that, the ant dies. And third is, this person is looking at ants going, oh, there are ants, let's kill, and then he just goes and crushes an ant under his thumb. All three acts are same, but the mind involved. So it is the mind and the reactions of mind which is what add to the stronger karmas. So in the first case, if at all, it was a very negligible, minuscule, microscopic karmas that may be added because unknowingly it has happened. Second case, that impulse, it was little more. And third case was, it was an act of cruelty. It was a thoughtful action. So obviously, much higher karmas would be added. So this is how the karma theory is explained, that things happen. So it is said that while breathing, while doing every act, some small karma you will be adding. When is it that you have no karma added? When you are in yourself, when you are doing meditation, you're focusing on yourself, the knower is you, the object of knowledge is yourself. That is the type. There are two great things happen that time. One is while you are in meditation, some karma is coming out and giving its result. You'll have no impact of that on you because your focus is not there. Okay, so uh, like let's say for 1 minute there was a bad smell in the air, but that 1 minute you were underwater, you're swimming underwater, you came up, you'll have no impact. Though in your environment somebody had sent that bad smell, you would have no impact of that. Similarly, when you are focused on yourself and you are that infinite source of happiness, you are testing that, you are feeling that, how is it that something that was going to give you pain or something that is going to give you trouble, those karmas will come out without giving their results, and no new karmas will be bound at that time. So the best thing that one can do for yourself is this meditation where you are focusing on yourself. Meditation theories where people say you focus on your breathing, people say you do japa, they are not meditations. A true meditation is that the knower is self, the object of knowledge is self, and the experience is that of the self which is blissful. That is what is true samadhi, that is what is true meditation. Okay, so now any questions on karma theory or any of these things? I personally believe karma theory is extremely controversial, so there should be questions. And I had given another example that basically you are recording sound. Okay, while recording, you are not singing properly or some screeching, you are doing something, your focus is somewhere else, and a bad recording happens. Next time when you play, you will hear the bad recording. Even though now you are singing well, the accompaniment will be a bad recording, which will be a screeching sound. Has someone asked a question? No. No? So, any questions? Any questions on or any particular diseases that people are interested in discussing? What all did we discuss? We discussed heart health, which is helped by Ujjayi. We said Omkar helps everything. For heart's health and blood pressure, Ujjayi, Kapalbhati slowed down Kapalbhati. People with low blood pressure should never do a slowed down Kapalbhati. They can do full vigorous Kapalbhati. No problem. Even more vigorous is also fine because it will correct towards getting the. And for balance, Omkar is the best thing. Then Brahmari. So for diabetes, we discussed the diet, intermittent fasting. We discussed that the asanas that help, Ardha Machindrasana and Mandukasana right after Agnisar. For thyroid, I said Sarvangasana will help. So yeah, any questions? Any questions on why something happens to me? Why I've been nice? Why do you see that usually bad people are doing very well? I also have this question. I don't have a proof for this question that I see many bad people successfully doing well, but but of course we are not sure whether they are happy because if somebody is drinking water and his thirst doesn't get quenched, he has to drink more water and more water, more water. Someone will say, hey, this guy is consuming more water than me. Does that mean he is happier? His thirst is not getting quenched. So we are not sure whether they are happier or not. But yes, the question is a right question that why sometimes you see bad people doing well. So doing well means you are just seeing the money part, but the hunger is not getting, the thirst is not getting quenched, and they are just going running after it, and possibly they are agitated. They do not have a peaceful sleep. They have this continuous fear of losing this what they have. Okay, so no questions, and By the way, we missed that dharana after Omkar, final Omkar, right? Or we didn't do final Omkar. We have done, right? So we can do that dharana if people want, and then end the session. The in river dharana. So I was tired, I forgot. In first session I did that correctly, but this time people could have asked me, are we going to do that dharana? Dharana is a chain of thoughts, and my eyes are closed. I'm seeing this with my eyes of my mind. I'm submerged in water, a calm, flowing water. Water is up to my ears. Sometimes it touches my ears. Under my feet, I feel the touch of soft sand. Water's temperature is same as mine, body temperature. It is so smoothly moving that I do not feel any pressure. I'm trying to see, but it's pitch dark. Then, in front of me, the sky starts getting lighted. I see clouds edges getting red, crimson, yellowish hues of color. Some rays of yet to be born sun are coming, flowing through. And now that there is some light, I see that I am in middle of a vast river. Both sides of the bank there are dense forests, small trees, large trees, tall trees. One large tree with spread out branches. One branch I see is dipping down, almost touching the water, and then coming up. I know that slightest of breeze and the branch will touch the water, causing ripples. Because the water is so calm, I see reflection of this branch, I see reflection of other trees, reflection of clouds in the water. It's a beautiful scene. Original scene and the reflection. I'm looking at the reflection, sun starts showing up, making the reflection even more beautiful. I'm fully engrossed in the reflection of reality, not the reality, and a drop of water falls in front of me, causing ripples, concentric waves from center to the sides. Now I cannot see the clear picture of the reflection. But still this is so interesting, this concentric, the play of image moving, the animation that happens. I still keep looking at the reflection. Then two drops fall, causing two separate lines of ripple. They interfere with each other, causing a different pattern. And I am still looking at the patterns and the game that these waves are playing. But then it starts raining and more drops and absolutely no pattern now. It's complete chaos. I cannot see anything in the reflection. The water starts flowing faster. There is there are waves. I find it difficult to stand still. I may fall. So what I do is I remove my focus from the reflection and look at the clouds and the trees and the sun. Now they are stable and I am being able to stabilize myself to some extent. Sun is coming up. As the sun comes up, the water level goes up and I get fully submerged. Fully underwater, water is flowing at much higher speed now. I hear thundering sounds. I fear that I may fear, anxiety, they start gripping me. What if I lose my grip? Now I can't see anything. How do I balance myself? I don't know which way is right. Do I push left or right or the water is pushing me from everywhere. Completely turbulent water. My fear is if I start flowing, how will I stop? If I get banged on a rock, what will happen? And then I remember that in any stage, the light inside, within, my soul's permanent status is something which is always with me. I completely take out my focus from what is happening outside. I don't know the water is flowing. I don't know whether, I don't have this anxiety of being drawn into the flow. I just see that light within, the temple that my body is, and the divinity. And the experience is that of peace, calm, bliss. I also realize that in my infinite life, there is going to be continuation. There can be changes. So there is no real end to me. So the fear of me being ended is not there. And I enjoy the pure bliss within. Shan- Source, infinite source, a stream of ever erupting happiness. As I calm down, the water also calms down. Water level starts coming down and comes to the original level where my eyes are above the water. Now I see sun has come up fully, reflection is there, trees are there, very clear light, beautiful scene. But I know that this external beauty, there are going to be ups and downs. Sometimes there will be storms, sometimes there will be beautiful scene, sometimes the trees will be completely dried also. I may not have the same scene, external scene. External scene is not in my control. But what I found was the scene within was completely in my control. I could anytime come back and enjoy that infinite bliss. So though the scene is available, intermittently I go in, experience, try to experience the self, try to see the independent nature of me, the pure knower and not reactor. So someone abuses, I just see it as a knowledge, I update my database, this is something has been done. I do not have to react. I carry hate, I do something, then I am adding karmas to myself. Understanding of karma theory helps me in behaving. So when you are having a sweet and you like sweet, you'll feel good about it. But at the back of your mind, you know that having a sweet dish is not necessarily or not at all uh, a true happiness. Okay, this and if you have this misunderstanding that this is the happiness, then you go after it and you become desperate, then you cheat people so that you can buy more sweets. Okay, all that would not happen when you have a correct understanding of karma theory, correct understanding of self. So when I am having a dish that I enjoy, my earlier good karmas are giving me the benefit of those karmas. While because I know that this is not true source of happiness, I'm not adding new karmas. I'm not getting agitated. Similarly, if someone says something bad to me, then I know that this is my past karma which is doing that. I'm not reacting, I'm not adding new karmas. I may cut off relation, I may, for practical reasons, whatever I may want to defend, but I will not get agitated. At times, if somebody is shooting you, you may have to shoot back. But while doing that, there is no hate. As I told you that for child care, when people, what happens is the child is misbehaving, throwing tantrums, and after some time, mother gets angry and slaps him. That ends the whole story because you are reacted to that. The child should say that you are punishing only for the good of the child, and you should be calm while doing that. So this is what happens when you understand karma theory, that you stop reacting to unnecessary happenings around you. So I find that there is this true source of happiness within me. I focus, shant, exhale, fill in. If no question, I'll wait for a minute, otherwise we'll close this session. Nothing? Regular people who ask questions are not there today, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then thank you guys.